Lovely humans, what is up? It is surgery day. By the time you are watching this video, I will have had my surgery. See ya. Today is the day, guys. Surgery. I have surgery at the hospital here in Schwäbisch Hall in like 30 minutes. I did not sleep at all last night, so I'm ready for them to knock me out and slice open my foot. As most of you guys know, last Friday I obliterated my big toe joint on my right foot during my Vespa/car crash, which was 1 week ago today, and they kept having to postpone surgery because the swelling there was too much swelling, and so finally today they were able to do surgery. And I am back from that. I got home 30 minutes ago. Still feeling a little bit loopy from the anesthesia, a little bit foggy, a little bit happy, but you know what? No days off, okay? So I'm here to make this video for you on surgery day because I am a beast. Just kidding. So it's been a week since the accident, and I can actually walk pretty well right now without crutches. See? Look at that. But I am bringing one stupid crutch to the hospital just in case after surgery I actually feel terrible again and needed to walk. Because I've had surgeries before, and oftentimes after you get sliced open, everything hurts a lot again. The legendary Coach Newman picks me up this morning at about 6:40 to go to the hospital. I am waiting to get picked up outside of the bakery by our house. Now this is some sort of cruel torture here. Oh, there's Jordan. Talk to me. You know how you can't eat before surgery? Well, I'm just out here smelling the glorious smells from the bakery. Really tempting me, wanting some sort of Lagenbrötchen or something. All right, time for surgery. Morning, Coach. How'd you sleep? Huh? Good. The Schwäbisch Hall Hospital is weird. Like, there is a new wing and an old wing. The new wing is cool and very modern looking. It kind of looks like an airport or something. The old wing is insanely scary and depressing and basically reminds me of some sort of insane asylum movie. I was in the old wing. Not great. So I just waited in my first waiting room for like 30 minutes, the regular waiting room. Now I'm in my real room. It's got like a bed, a TV, bathroom. This is if I were to stay overnight, this is where I would stay. I'm not staying overnight. I told them I'm not staying overnight. So here's something I learned about healthcare in Germany is obviously everyone's covered with the public health insurance, I guess, but you are able to get some sort of level of private insurance to where if you pay for this private insurance each month, you can get your own room in these types of situations. So I was sharing a room with some other patients that we were kind of going in and out, and if I were to stay the night there, I would share the room with other patients. So I guess you can pay a next level of insurance here in Germany to where you get private rooms in situations like that. What you guys think of my new look? It's the German hospital swag right here. I kind of want to keep this. I got a surgery in 2016, and I ended up staying the night in the hospital for 2 nights, and I shared a room with this old dude. He was a homie. I couldn't speak a lick of German, but we just kept we'd get our meals at the same time. We'd sit down. He was probably 100. I was like 20 something. And we'd just sit down and we'd look at each other and we'd say, "Guten Appetit, guten Appetit." And that was it. It was beautiful. But yeah, I think if I were to stay the night now, I would like to have my own room. All right, lovelies. I'm gonna sit here and wait for them to come get me and knock me out and slice open my foot. So I'll be chilling here in this room. See you after the surgery. One of our teammates, Lucas, who plays offensive line for the Unicorns, he works at a hospital, so he was kind of in and out the whole time. He was with me in the room while I was getting put under and getting put on all the funky, funny drugs, and he said I kept saying I can't remember this, but he said I kept saying "Oh, I'm so glad I'm here. You guys are taking such good care of me. I feel so safe here. Thank you for taking care of me." So, yeah, it's good. I'm glad I said that and not anything embarrassing. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. In my surgery room, everyone always comes in speaking German, right? And then somebody goes, hey, he's an American. And then they just switch to English. And then we had this whole room of like, I don't know, 4 or 5 doctors, my homie Lucas, me, and we're all just in there like speaking English to each other. And somebody comes in and starts speaking German. And one of the German doctors said, hey, no, this is an English speaking room. It was like a joke, but it was funny. It made me feel very welcome. I should learn German though, huh? So yeah, get the surgery, come out of surgery in a good amount of pain. Somehow weirdly, like my finger and my toe have been some of my most painful injuries ever. Like 2 smallest little things.
Guys, just got out of surgery and I survived. Actually, I think it went pretty well. I'm really, really groggy right now from the drugs and stuff, but the most pain that I have right now is in my throat because they jammed a tube down my throat so I'd keep breathing. So right now, yeah, my foot hurts a little bit, but I have a really, really sore throat from that. But everyone was freaking awesome, so nice, took good care of me. I feel really foggy from the drugs. I'm sleepy, like I'm in a dream. I turned on the camera to say something and I forgot what I was gonna say. I had a really good point. I feel really foggy from the drugs right now. They're wearing off and I'll become sharper and sharper. I had something to say. Listen, Germany, I love you, but we have got to chill out with putting cucumbers on everything, okay? Okay? That is not, no, okay? Let's go ahead and chill out with that. Thank you. Guys, I think one of the worst things about this whole situation is it is now 3:05 in the afternoon, and I am just now having my first cup of coffee because I couldn't drink it before the surgery. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, usually if I don't have coffee within like 10 minutes of waking up, I have a throbbing headache, so that was difficult. I have a problem. This big red button is to call them if I'm in pain, but I just want more coffee. Hey, what's up, orange foot? Oompa Loompa foot? Snooky head ass looking foot? Look at how orange that is. Guys, what's uglier? My regular foot, how it usually looks, or this orange, disgusting Oompa Loompa foot? Probably my regular foot.
In a good amount of pain right now, too, but this brings me to a point that I think is very interesting and important, is the pain medicine that you get in Germany. In the US, if I were to get this surgery or have this injury, I would be put on, like, prescription opioid, like, Oxycontin or Percocet or Vicodin or something like that. And I think most of you guys know about like the opioid epidemic in the United States. And this is one of the things that, you know, every country has good and bad stuff about them. This is one of the bad things about the United States. Like if I were in the States, I would get prescribed those really, really strong drugs, which is basically just prescription heroin, right? And the US hands these prescriptions out like candy. Here in Germany, your prescription pain medicine is ibuprofen. Which, like, to Americans, you hear that, like, that's, you laugh at that, right? Because we get ibuprofen at Costco over the counter. I have 3 things of, like, 1,000 pill ibuprofens in my room right now. Like, ibuprofen, that's what you're giving me after a surgery where I had a shattered joint? Ibuprofen? I take that for little soreness for football or a headache or something. Like, that is not going to cut it. I remember thinking that when I first got to Germany, just like, oh my gosh, I need real American painkillers. But this is one of the things about Germany is like, they're not going to just prescribe you that just because you have a little bit of pain. What I've learned here being in Germany is, guess what? It's okay to feel a little bit of pain. I don't have to feel. I did just have surgery. I shattered a joint on my body. I shouldn't feel nothing, right? Like a little bit of pain is fine. And these ibuprofens, while let's be real, they do not do the job. They do not help the pain enough. Like I'm still always in a lot of pain. In the long run, it's absolutely, absolutely better because in the States, you know, you have an injury like this, they prescribe you these pills and people get addicted to them all the time. I actually had a really good friend who had a surgery, got prescribed these pills, ended up getting addicted to them and died of an overdose of these pills. A good friend, like, because of that terribly corrupt, stupid, barbaric system in the United States. So being in Germany and having these surgeries has really opened my eyes to this. Like in the States, it's just, you can't feel pain. No, don't feel any pain, right? Like, we got to give you the strongest thing ever. And then, I mean, it's a very complicated system tied with, like, big pharma profits and all that stuff. That's a whole nother rant. But I think that my perception of this has actually changed. You know, obviously, like, while I'm in the moment and I'm in pain, I'm like, oh, give me the Percocet, whatever. I want that. The ibuprofen doesn't do it. But in the long run, it's so much better. And it's something that's really opened my eyes in this. And it's just, like, teaching me, like, you had surgery. You're not going to feel perfect. That's something that I think the United States needs to learn from countries like Germany. Like, yeah, the ibuprofen will help, you know, dull the pain a little bit, but it's not going to make it completely disappear. And that's not real life. So, yeah, I'm sitting here in some reasonable pain. I don't know. My perception of this has changed a lot. And this time I got to go into it knowing, yep, I'm going to get prescribed ibuprofen. And so whenever the doctors ask me, like, hey, do you need a prescription for painkillers here in Germany? I'm like, I'm good. I got them already. Bunch of ibuprofen from Costco. My mind has changed on this. I knew, like, when I first had my collarbone surgery in 2016, I was like, this is insane. This is so stupid. Figure it out, Germany. But after, you know, going through that, having a couple more surgeries, realizing the problem that the United States has and all this stuff, having a personal connection to the problem with my friends, good job, Germany. And we need to learn that in the States. Moral of the story is, I'm in a lot of pain. Ibuprofen sucks. It's not a real painkiller, and that's okay. I've got to give a big shout out to our head coach, Jordan Newman. I mean, Jordan comes with me to all of my doctor's appointments. Like I'm a 12-year-old child. Like, he comes, he translates, he handles it, and makes sure I'm okay. And, like, I had to go to the doctor multiple times this week. Not a lot of top-level football coaches are doing this. Not a lot of top-level football coaches are waking up, bringing their imports to the hospital, sitting there in the waiting room, picking them up with a wheelchair, pushing them out of the hospital in a wheelchair, and then going back to work with football stuff. Like, the thing that's crazy is Jordan is the most successful American football coach in Europe right now. The top. Like, you know, knock on wood, he has not lost a game as a head coach. What will blow people away is all the stuff he does outside of the field. Full on, like, unicorns community spirit, which I freaking love. So big props to Coach Newman. That is a man that you want to play for. That's a coach you want to play for. So, yeah, nobody tell him I said that stuff, though, because, you know, it'll just be weird and sappy and soft, okay? I'm a linebacker. Okay, I'm a linebacker. I don't say shit like that. Thank you guys so much for all of the support and everything, and it means a lot to me, and I am on the road to recovery. All right, is that it? Anything else? Oh, yeah, wait a second.